It is about time that we got to some stand-up comedy. But what is going on, y'all? It's freaking dope to see you guys, man. And I truly hope your week, your weekend, and that you are doing dang on good, man. For real freaking awesome to see you guys. As I always say, man, I love doing this. It's my favorite part of the freaking week. Now we have some stand-up to get to. I hope you guys don't mind. I picked somebody that I don't even really know who it is. The reason why is because I wasn't quite sure what to pick, because a lot of it does get blocked. Kevin Bridges, he tends to work, so we can do more of him. And there is a question I want to ask you guys. Sean Locke, who passed away a few months ago, may he rest in peace, he has his stand-up special on YouTube. Would you guys want me to, or would you be okay if I was to react to that? The only reason why I ask is because I like to, be respectful first and find out if it's okay, asking permission, you know what I mean? So I just want to know what you guys think about that if I was to do it. If you guys want, hell yeah, we'll definitely do it, man. I think it'd be awesome. Get to see some more of his material, because he was freaking incredible. So, but this dude is named Emmanuel Sonubi or something. You guys know me, I can barely read. I remember Romesh Ranganathan, I think I still said his name wrong, but that guy was freaking awesome, dude. But anyway, enough chit-chat out of me, man. You guys have been waiting for a minute for some stand-up, so let's get into this live at the freaking Apollo. This is where I want to go someday, bro. Come on. I would love to see this. You ain't saying a word, bro. He can't even talk. That's why I love stand-up, man. It's this one dude with a mic controlling the whole room. He hasn't even said a word yet.
This is my set.
That's all he does.
This is all I do, just stand here.
Got the pecs moving, bro.
Oh, good evening, Apollo. Are we having a good time? Very, very happy to be here. I actually nearly didn't make it here tonight. I was running late, and I don't like to be late. I like to be early for stuff because it's my way of breaking down racial stereotypes.
Damn right, we never late.
I'm starting swimming lessons next week.
Let's go, bro.
I tried skiing. Give me a cheer if you've been skiing.
I tried it once.
Did you enjoy it?
No.
I hated it, right? And I'll tell you why, right? I went skiing for 4 days, and in 4 days, I only learned one ski move, which I invented myself, right? I called it the chalk ice, just...
Just going.
Just me lying there waiting to get rescued is what happened. I told that joke at a comedy festival at a ski resort in Austria, right? And the funniest part was the next day, because I could always tell who'd been to see the show the night before, because they'd screen stuff at me from the show, and then everyone else would look at those people like they were horrible. Like, it was... like just walking through this quiet little town in Austria, and all of a sudden someone scream out, "Hey, chalk ice!" Everyone else standing around like that.
That's awesome.
I didn't like skiing. I got into an argument on the first day of my ski trip. I got into an argument with the ski instructor. Like, getting into an argument on a ski trip is tough because everyone's really happy because they can afford to go skiing, right? And it was my own fault, but I won't take the blame because I'd never been skiing before, so I didn't know the rules, I didn't know the terminology, I didn't know what you should say and what you can't say, right? So I just assumed that this ski instructor was a huge racist, right? Because I'd queued for a very long time to do this, right? Finally get to my turn, and the guy said, "So, have you been here before?" And I said, "No, it's my first time, but I'm really looking forward to doing this. I'm very excited about being here." He said, "Let me help you out. The main slopes are this way, the black slopes are over there."
They made like a black diamond, isn't it? Isn't that what the logo is? It's supposed to be like real dangerous. The black slopes.
Right. Even comedy is quite new to me as well. I've only been doing stand-up the last few years, and I did think stand-up was going to be a lot more difficult. But this has been really nice. Like I've done hundreds of gigs, right, and I've only been heckled once, right. He's dead now.
It's just all serious looking.
Do you know, it was a weird heckle as well because I hadn't said anything. Like it was in this really random pub gig, and the worst thing is that I haven't spoken. They'd literally just called my name, and I came walking on stage, and I'm very excited at this point. And this guy in the back of the room thought it'd be hilarious as I'm walking out to scream out, "Hey, are you that guy from the Green Mile?" That's a weird thing to say, right? Because I look nothing like Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
I get what he was. Like, I'm a big dude. Like, that happens, and I like being big. If you've never been big, try it. It is awesome.
If you've never been, try.
If you've never taken steroids, do it. That's all I'm saying. But there's bad things though. There's things I can't do. There's things you can't do when you're massive, right? And some of them, they're my favourite things to do. Like I can't play jokes on people. I can't play pranks. Like I can't jump out on anyone. It's not funny when I do it. You'll jump out on your mates, banter in it. Oh, you got me. That was hilarious. I do it. It's GBH.
Jeez.
I used to be a bouncer, in case you wanted to figure that out. I was a bouncer for a long time. I wasn't very good at the start. Like, I couldn't fight. I didn't need to fight because I looked like this. And when you look like this, you don't have to fight, right? Seriously, there's only two things you need to do when you're massive, and that's breathe in, right, and give a dirty look.
Breathe in and give...
Like, anyone did anything to annoy me at a club, I'd stand at the front like this. I mean, they'd throw themselves out.
I was going to say, I'd take myself out, bro.
There's actually one night that didn't work. One of the first clubs I worked at, I got told, if you're going to come and work, make sure you come tooled up, right? So I took the only weapon that I had. Do you remember those little red Swiss Army knives? Like,
yeah.
I had that, and I had it in my pocket, and I felt like Superman, right? And I gave everyone that look, and then one guy turned up to the club and said, "Sorry, mate, have you got your ID?" And he's moved his jacket out of the way. And he's got a gun in his belt. Now, do you know how hard it is to get the knife?
I was going to say, it takes a while to get out. It's not one of the easiest ones.
Out of a Swiss Army knife. Like, I'm thinking, if this goes bad, all I can do is open a bottle of wine for this guy and like...
Bottle of wine, just a freaking corkscrew, bro.
I had to stop being a doorman. I stopped being a doorman, right, because I started to feel old, and I'm not even that old, but I've got to that age where slang doesn't make any sense
bro.
Like, give me a cheer if you're over 30.
Hell yeah.
Right, so 30-year-olds in the room. Have you ever had a conversation with a 20-year-old and afterwards thought, what the hell just happened?
That's the truth, bro.
That's where I'm at, right? And 20-year-olds, they've got too much energy. We had these two young lads outside the club in there.
I know. What the hell did I just do? My bad. I noticed that with people I work with, man, I cannot. It's not their own fault, but young and dumb is the truest of true.
Got too much energy. Like, we had these two young lads outside the club in their 20s, and they were just talking. And he said to his friend, "That girl last night, did you take her home?" And this kid went, "We were doing it for hours." And I thought, hours? I had to step in. I was like, "Sorry."
I had to step in.
Were you doing it right?
That's hilarious.
It takes 7 minutes.
It takes...
Who's got time for hours? Like, I'll be honest, once a quarter and I'm good. That's it.
Once a quarter.
Any more than that, I'll turn into the woman. She'll say, "Let's do that again." I'm like, "Can't we just talk?" There's something very, very strange that goes on in a guy's mind. Like, it's not great, but it's true and it happens, right? When we're having sex, right, in our brains, as guys, our heads are going, this is amazing. Oh my God, I love her so much. We can do this over and over again. I want to do this forever. This is the best feeling. The moment we are done, our brain goes, if you go to sleep now, you'll get 6 hours.
That's the truth, bro. If you go to sleep now, you get 6 hours.
Do you know what? It was the slang, though, that made me stop. I stopped understanding slang. The slang has got weird now, right? I'll give you an example. This is what I used to have to deal with. So I don't know if you know this, but it's no longer called going to the gym anymore. That's what we used to call it. I'm going to the gym today, but it's not called that because it was too...
When did the term drip become for clothes, bro? Drip to me mean you had a coke problem or you got the clap, not what clothes you wear.
The gym anymore.
Crazy.
That's what we used to call it. I'm going to the gym today, but it's not called that because it was too long a sentence. So it's been shortened now. It's not called going to the gym. It's now called banging gym, right? Banging gym.
I didn't even know that. Are you serious?
That's absolutely fine once it's been explained. Because the first time I heard that, I stood outside my club. We had a couple of new guys working with us, younger guys, and he stood there with his mate and he went, so bruv, you still banging gym? And I thought, how nice he can be this open in this sort of environment. Then they brought me into the conversation. He went, bruv, you look like you've banged gyms.
I do.
I was polite about it. I was like, no, that's not my thing, guys. Like,
That's not my
your life
thing.
choice. You live your life any which way you want to. And he's gone, like, mate, you've definitely banged gym. I was like, all right, I might have had a dream about it when I was younger.
That's awesome.
It's just subconscious, so it doesn't really count, right? And yeah, back in the day, I clicked on the wrong video and I watched it for 27 minutes, right?
27
If you don't finish, it doesn't count. He goes, every doorman I've ever worked with has banged Jim. I thought, that poor guy. That wasn't the worst slang, though, right? The worst slang I've ever heard is the slang for a stabbing, right? Because they've changed it. It's not called a stabbing anymore. It's called wetting you up. That's the phrase now.
What? I thought it was getting
wetting you up,
touched,
which
bro.
again is fine once it's been explained. But the first time I heard that, I threw a kid out for fighting and he threatened me. He said, bruv, I'm going to come back here, I'm going to wet you up.
Okay.
I grew up in the 90s. I'm thinking, worst case, water fight. Do you know what I mean?
Super soakers, bro.
Then it got explained to me and I thought, do you know what, I'm going to use that because that sounds gangster, right? But I waited too long to use it and I ruined the threat. Like, have you ever been told a joke and then you try and retell it like a month later and ruin the punchline? Right, I did that with a threat. And it was a couple of months later, it kicked off, threw these people out. One of them squared up to me and I thought, this is my moment. I'm going to threaten him. Now, if you make a threat, you've got to start with the eyes. That's how you do it, right? So I stood at the front of the club like this. Mate, if you ever come back to this club again, I'm going to make you so wet.
Looking all tough.
And I'm just bang Jim.
The callback.
Oh, guys,
Love
it's
it.
been an absolute pleasure to play the Apollo for you tonight.
No way.
So, thank you. Good night. My name is Emmanuel Sonubi. Have a great week.
Sonubi. All right. Dude, you were freaking incredible, man. Nice to meet you. Let's hear the crowd, baby. Oh. That's all there was. There was no crowd, I guess. But either way, man, shout out to this freaking guy, dude. I hope you guys don't mind that I picked him. we'll try some Lee Evans or anything else, man. I just wanted to pick one that I hope will work and give you guys some actual stand-up. Shout out to this guy, man. He's what would I call, because you guys know, sometimes I react to stand-up, and some of it goes over my head just because of the local references, but I like this guy. He's like, well, he seems like everybody can pick it up, you know what I mean? It was a little bit easier to understand. I think I'm still scarred by that Mickey Flanagan reaction. Oh, frig. I love you guys, man. Have a beautiful day, and I will catch you in the next one. I love you guys. Peace out, baby. Come on.